Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, Justin's World. Justin here with a review of the original Netflix film Mank. So this is a David Fincher film. It was actually written, the screenplay was written by his father. So the movie is a true labor of love. It follows Herman Mankiewicz, the tortured writer, screenplay writer of Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, considered by many for many, many years to be the greatest film ever made. And there are elements of this film that were absolutely brilliant, breathtaking, and there were some missed opportunities as well. I think starting out with the positive, I think the cinematography was amazing. I think the writing, the dialogue, was often brilliant. Almost on an Orson Welles, level of wit and timing and pacing. I thought the attention to detail, the craft itself, around that mid-Atlantic accent, the cadence, the pacing of old Hollywood. And I thought the homage itself to old Hollywood was just beautiful, and it's something I think I'll watch again. Things that were missed opportunities, I think the film lacked cohesion. I think there were brilliant spots, but there were a few missed opportunities. I think we lost an opportunity to tell a compelling story. The story of William Randolph Hearst is an interesting one. The story of Citizen Kane is an interesting movie. This story is just simply not interesting. You've got excellent cinematography. You're set up for such an excellent situation, but it does not deliver. Amanda Seyfried as Marion Davies, she's a vision. She's visually stunning, and I think she was born to play this type of role or this type of role. And I think she recognized the responsibility and the weight of this for her character type. I don't think she was given enough. She was electric to me in this movie, but I don't think she was given enough to chew on. And her presence at the end just kind of felt lacking, especially when I went on to read about who she was and her legacy. Her daughter is, I believe, Veronica Lake, but yeah, very interesting characters. Louis Mayer, I think, was a standout. I think the actor that played Louis Mayer, I don't know if it's enough to be a supporting role, or if the screen time was enough to be a supporting role, but he definitely would deserve a Golden Globe or potentially an Oscar nod. I saw a lot of talk about Amanda Seyfried being nominated, and it's possible. I just personally don't think the role was large enough. I thought Gary Oldman was really good. I thought that he kept the pacing and the cadence, and was a really good fit for that time period and for that style. So, loved a lot about the movie. I did find myself kind of going in and out of the story and catching on to really, really witty dialogue and some really amazing things. But I think there were some missed opportunities to get a new generation interested in the story of the story of Orson Welles, the story of Citizen Kane, and Hollywood filmmaking. The last thing I'll leave you with is that I think this was a film in two parts. The first half of the film felt like a strict homage to old Hollywood. You had several styles, almost some noir, several styles of early filmmaking. Some of the cuts between shots where they would fade in and fade out was just absolutely incredible for people that are interested in film. And then the second half of the film seemed to be a political story, about communists and McCarthyism and that, they didn't, I don't think they talked about blacklists and things like that, but it was largely political and kind of lost its focus. So much in the same way that the story is an attempt to tell the true story of Herman Mankiewicz, the real writer of Citizen Kane, the true writer of this film, I think his vision, which is an admirable and a lofty one, may have been lost in translation by the adaptation by his son. But this is going to be a really notable film for years to come, both stylistically and substance-wise. So what were your standouts? Who were your favorite characters, guys? I really enjoyed it, even though I had a lot of negatives. It's one I'm going to watch again and again. But tell me, were there any scenes or dialogue that really stood out to you? The one that stood out to me at the beginning, there's a lady in the office. She's basically fully nude. She's got a perfect body and everything. And as Mank is walking out of the room, he says, "Oh, what I wouldn't give to see that in a tight sweater." And it set the tone for me about the level of wit and the level of dialogue that was going to be in this movie. And I wish it had been utilized to its full potential. But leave any one-liners that you got from this movie, any standout characters. Consider giving this video a like, a comment, and please subscribe for more content like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.